the syllabus, and I did post a copy of the syllabus, and then I kind of went back and updated it too because I noticed a couple of typos on it. And I also put up a little assignment link to that, and for this assignment, it's basically read the syllabus, and then by submitting that assignment, you don't even have to necessarily type anything in there. Probably just type your name in. By submitting that assignment, you'll get some extra points. And for the first couple assignments, the introduction of yourself on the discussion board, as well as the read the syllabus assignment, you guys each get points for that. Those points will be kind of extra credit points to go towards quizzes or tests. So you get 10 extra points, 20 extra points this week, just for doing a little bit of extra work. All right, let's transition to the syllabus here. All right, so you guys see my screen on the syllabus?
Yeah.
All right, I meant to put the link in here, so something else I probably need to change. Make this a little bit bigger. I just want to look at one page at a time. There we go. Well, you guys already know what time the class is because you made it here. So most of this I'm not going to really go over in detail because you guys can all read. I just want to highlight a few things in the syllabus. First, my email address is bcastile1@vhcc.edu. If you send an email to B. Castile, it'll go to Bridget Castile, who's in the nursing. She's usually pretty good about forwarding them to me, but either way, you can also send a message through Canvas, and that will go directly to my inbox. If you call my office phone number, I probably won't answer because I probably won't be in there. I might be, but it's unlikely. If you do call that, if you need to get a hold of me quickly, call that number, leave a message, and it will go directly to my email. Or you can just email me. I know some people prefer to have that voice interaction. I will try to call you back if you leave me a voicemail. I check my email constantly. It actually is forwarded to my cell phone. The reason I don't have my cell phone number up here is one, because, well, invariably people get a hold of it and send me text messages, and I'm okay with that, but I don't get them all the time. I live in a pretty rural area and don't have very good cell phone signal. So sometimes the Wi-Fi calling works, but I don't always get text messages, and I don't always get phone calls either. So it's best to use my office phone number here and leave a message. And I'll try to call you back as soon as I can. If I can get a hold of the Wi-Fi calling, then I'll call you back through that. Otherwise, I'll have to wait until I get out of this little holler that I'm in. I put office hours here, and that will be kind of virtual office hours through the Zoom room, and I put a link to that on the home page on the Canvas site. And basically just try to make an appointment ahead of time just to make sure that I am in front of my computer or in a place where I have cell signal, because I can do Zoom through the phone as well. Either way, I will try to be anyway, responsive 8 to 9 a.m. and 5 to 6 p.m. every day, other than the weekend. Try to get out on the weekend. So keep that in mind, and feel free to set up an appointment if you just want to talk through Zoom one-on-one. Also, any other questions, comments, concerns you ever have, again, email or drop me a line through my phone. So on the text or other required materials, the plant science book, you either do the 5th or 6th edition. You don't necessarily have to have the book. I would recommend it, but I'm not going to, be sorry, I'm not thinking of a very good term for this, so I'll just go ahead and say the first thing that came to mind. I'm not going to be a book Nazi here and say you guys have to have the book. It is a good book, and I think although I don't have the 6th edition yet, I think there are some updates in it. So if you can, get a copy of the 6th edition. The big thing on the book right now, we'll be pretty much going along chapter by chapter, starting with chapter 1 next week, but it's kind of split into units, and the first 2 units are kind of looking more generally on how to, the background of growing crops and agriculture, and the 3rd unit is looking individually and detailed at crops. So I would take a look at that kind of 3rd unit, that background area, to kind of get an idea of what you want to do for your crop project. All right, so the course learning outcomes. Go through these kind of real quick. Basically, by the end of the course, this is what you should expect to be able to do. First, describe the effects of plants on people and the planet. Identify the parts of a plant and discuss their functions. Word botany, but we'll do a little bit there. Discuss and understand the growth and development of plants. Explain the reproduction, both sexual and asexual, of plants. So we'll get a little bit into plant propagation there. We're going to discuss the diversity of plants and their importance in ecology. And what I studied in my undergraduate degree was agroecology, which is just agricultural ecology. I think it's important to think about that. We're still operating in an ecosystem. It's just a little bit different. We're actually really significantly changing that ecosystem. It's an agricultural ecosystem. So the principles of ecology I think are very important to look at. We'll cite the economic uses of commercial plant production crops and their uses. Understand how plants are used in a variety of agricultural settings. Again, whether you're growing plants as your crop or if you're producing feed for animals, it's important to look at how plants play a role in that either way. And distinguish the differences in crops, weeds, and other. So fairly simple, big overview. In all of these areas of the learning outcomes, we will also be looking at how technology has impacted these areas and also how we can use technology to our benefit for growing plants and for understanding them better. All right, any questions there? Next piece here on the course evaluation requirements, how you earn your A in the class. And I strongly believe that everybody can get an A in the class as long as you really just keep up and be diligent. You should be able to get an A. So first, weekly quizzes. Each week there will be a quiz available through Canvas relevant to what we're discussing in class that week. They will be around 10 questions and around 10 points each. And that's going to be a fifth of your final grade. So I say around 10 questions because sometimes I'll do like a matching question or some other format and award some more points for that. So it's not all questions, but pretty close to it. They shouldn't take I will say all of the quizzes are open book, open note, whatever you need. So there's really no reason that you shouldn't get 100% on every quiz. Some of the questions are going to be a little bit more subjective. We'll have a few essay questions, stuff like that. Either way, you have all these resources open to you. And you might think, well, hey, that makes this class really easy. But even with that, still have people that have failed quizzes, and definitely have people that have flunked the class, unfortunately. So usually that's just due to low participation and just not doing the readings. Next, the crop project. So again, start looking at whatever crop you want to put up. I'm going to put up a discussion board. It'll be at the end of the Canvas modules page and under the heading crop project. There's already some resources there for you guys to check out. We can also discuss this in more detail, but this is also 20% of your grade. The idea is that you're looking in detail at one crop. For the lab assignments, there's going to be a write-up assignment associated with each lab. And we're still in the process of developing kind of the lab schedule and creating these virtual labs. So I'll give you more details on that. But generally, it's kind of a short write-up assignment associated with each lab, kind of a reflection of that lab. Some of these are going to be virtual field trips conducted by Tom and myself. Some of these will be self-directed field trips, and some of them will be in the lab kits that I send you. So I'll also put up another assignment. I'm not going to do it this week because I've already loaded you guys down with stuff. But just another quick give me of you guys sending me your address so I can send you the lab kits. We're a few weeks out from doing any of those labs, so I'll press you when the time comes for that.
Ben, for these seated people, you can send 4 or 5 kits to me here at campus, and I can deliver them to them.
Perfect. That'd be great. That would save us a little bit on the shipping costs. One of the things that we'll look at, I'm going to try to get all the lab kit stuff together to do multiple labs for it from the beginning. But one of the big things is going to be a little soil test kit, and I'm going to be repackaging that stuff over the coming weeks and sending it out to you. All right, exams. We'll have a midterm and a final. I know people hate exams, but studies have shown that the exams actually cause you to learn more and retain more knowledge. So I think it's an important thing to do. There'll be 50 questions each. Each question will be worth 1 point. I should say about 50 questions. They're going to be compiled directly from the quizzes and some from some out-of-class reading assignments, especially the crop projects. So the thing here on the exams is that they are going to be through Canvas, but I'm going to use the lockdown browser, which basically means that it is not open book. So study for your exams. And the reason for that is we want you to study so you actually retain this knowledge that we're teaching. The next piece is a little bit of a team project. This is going to be online as well, and it's going to be based on our crop project. So our crop projects are going to be due at the midterm, and then the second half of the semester will basically group you guys together based on your crop project. And you'll have to figure out some way to meet virtually. If you have to, you can meet in person as well. But to create together a presentation that compares and contrasts the crops that you have. So more details on that coming later. Just know that that's another part of your final grade for a total of 100%, 20% each. All right. Next few sections here are, I think, well, the attendance policy is somewhat trivial considering that you all do have the option to review the recorded lectures. So if you do miss a class, then you can go back and watch it. So not really keeping attendance for this class necessarily. So either way, just keep up with the assignments, keep up with the lectures. All right, on the late and makeup work, if you have to basically get an extension on a deadline of an assignment, then you got to let me know before the assignment is due. That's pretty much the gist of that. And I'll be flexible, especially considering, you might have family that gets ill. You might need to help someone. You might get ill yourself. There are lots of extenuating circumstances here. You just need to let me know about that. On the inclement weather, if we don't have, we'll still do a recording of the lecture because our schedule is pretty tight because we have a lot to cover in this class. So just know that if the seated portion is canceled, that you do need to keep up with the stuff online through your Canvas. And there's tons of resources there to find out. We don't usually have too many cancellations due to snow in the fall semester, but it could happen. All right, let's take a break.
If I can
go ahead.
A COVID outbreak would fall into the inclement weather category. If we suddenly have a bunch of students come down with it and they cancel a class, kick us off out of the classroom, then we're all going to just revert to Zooming from home. That's going to be the plan. The class is going to keep going. Very next scheduled class meeting, we're going to be connecting and still going. You'll just connect from home.
Keep it connected. Stay on Zoom. Keep zooming in. Yeah, I know it's different than we would prefer. I would much prefer to see you guys in person and actually do these field trips in person, but
yes,
it's what we're at. I think just read over it, make sure that you understand it. I did want to just scroll down here and take a look at some of these agriculture quotes just to give you guys a little inspiration. When tillage begins, other arts follow. The farmers, therefore, are the founders of human civilization, said Daniel Webster. And I think it really outlines the importance of agriculture to our society. Without agriculture, we wouldn't have civilization as we know it. We would probably be a less technologically advanced society, very much less connected. So that really, since we can get food and provide it, it allows other industries to thrive and allows the arts to thrive and culture too. So agriculture is crucial to culture. A good farmer is nothing more nor less than a handyman with a sense of humus. Coming from some past presidents here. First from Dwight D. Eisenhower. Farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles from the cornfields. That resonates with me, especially considering that a lot of our agriculture policy is sometimes shaped by people who are not directly involved in agriculture. John F. Kennedy said the farmer is the only man in our economy who buys everything at retail, sells everything at wholesale, and pays the freight both ways. That's one of the quotes that I prefer not to dwell on, but it is important that it outlines how, in some cases, our farmers are somewhat taken advantage of. Thomas Jefferson said, agriculture is our wisest pursuit because it will, in the end, contribute most to real wealth, good morals, and happiness. Just for the sake of time here, because we're pretty much out of time, I'm going to skip to this last one. George Washington. Sure, is the most healthful, most useful, and most noble employment of man. So these quotes are inspiring to me, and stuff that keeps me growing, keeps me going and growing. We have a schedule of the topics to be covered that is subject to change. We probably won't change it very much, though. So these are related. Each week is the module that we will be doing that week and the chapter in the book. So week 2 is chapter 1. Week 3 is chapter 2. So it correlates, even though it's going to be a little bit off there. And finally, some important dates. And we end the syllabus off with a signature. And the signature in this case is that assignment. So basically just sign on there to Canvas and say, yeah, I read the syllabus. And by turning in this assignment, I agree to follow the syllabus. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All right, you all. We'll go ahead and sign off. Keep in touch and follow along through the course feed in Canvas.
Okay, bye. See y'all.
Y'all have a great day.
See some of you in the next class, most of you.